Okay, should be recording and going medieval. Accused of by Tinsley PR for the Irregular Corporation, and I should also say I am sick. It's not that bad. I was felt worse earlier this week. It's definitely declining, but I do have a head cold at the moment, so my voice may sound weird. I may want this to be short because my voice is going a little bit, and I may also cough at times or sniff and sneeze and stuff like that. So sorry about that. I guess that was the thing. When I was looking at my notes for what I can talk about, I have two things there, and I know I know there was a third that I wanted to talk about. I just couldn't remember what it was. But one of the things is FedEx has been messing with me. But it looks like it will be Monday that my Family 16 laptop will be here. Just it had said. See, I said I'm sick. I'll be sniffing. Said yesterday the laptop might have been delivered. Then it was like, oh wait, no, this has to get through customs clearance. So it went to pending, even though it was like, yeah, it's on the truck to be delivered. Yeah, so I don't know. I do not know what the situation for that is, other than, excuse me, it should be here Monday, so that'll be fun. Yeah, especially since, I do work, so I will have some limited ability to get that all set up, but... Oh, one thing I will add, though, that I will say about that, and there's probably some more I can talk about. Framework? So one of the complaints one of the criticisms I have of this game is it could use a lot of overhaul for, like, bookkeeping kind of... I mean, not exactly bookkeeping, but just, getting things more coherent. Like, how my brain is not completely working, by the way. Like how some of this stuff relates to this stuff. That you really could clean up a lot here and make things a lot clearer. Oh yeah, and also that's right. What was it that it was last week? Where it says it's raw material, but it's not listed under raw materials. When you look in here. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, Framework could use that too. Because I was looking at Framework's guides for setting the thing up. Mainly the guide for getting Windows on there. Because, like, okay, I have a key I can redeem. I haven't done so yet. But it's like, okay, how do I get the actual installation media? And what it says for the... I'm just so wondering why it says stunted. This stuff isn't. Anyway. They say, oh yeah, you gotta go here, get the ISO, then use this third-party tool that will take the ISO and make a bootable USB drive for you. That's what it says you have to do. If you look up for Windows 11. If you look up for installing Windows 10, it says, oh yeah, here's the link to go get the Windows Media Creation tool, which will just make a bootable USB drive for you. It's like, I like that a lot better than going with a... Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. That's supposed to give me... How do I not have any herbs? What the hell is going on with this? Oh, wait. No, those are beet seeds. Oh, wait, no. Okay, good. I do have some herbs. But that is so annoying. What the hell happened to the seeds? Pump those up. Anyway, see, I really would much prefer to have, okay, so those are already on high. To have the first party tool from, Microsoft, then having to use this third party tool. I mean, if nothing else, it's going to be a bit, simpler and safer. And it worked fine. So I got that made up. Don't get me wrong, I'm hoping, once I have it, I will find out. But I am hoping to be quite happy with the laptop. But still, it's like, I mean, come on. You can do better with that. Oh, and I think I did mention this previously. Who was getting annoyed and why? There is entertainment. It's right there. Just play some backgammon. That actually I should put down. Sorry, Billy needed to clear my throat there. That was actually uncomfortable for me. Alright, actually, yeah, right there should be fine. So that way it's directly opposite my thing. The storage area, main storage area. Yeah, because of the Lunar New Year, this for anyone else that's ordered some framework stuff, including the Framework 16, Lunar New Year means that basically until that's done, Taiwan is going to be shut down. It's not going to be shipping stuff out. Fortunately, mine got out in time. And is in the States. It's just going through customs. I really need to remember what the macro pad is acting up a little bit. The LEDs, at least. But it's also, I just never remember which button is mute. So I can't hit that so easily. Yeah, so it's, there's going to be like a week delay. I think, when's it starting? It's starting soon, the Lunar New Year. That's like, no, nothing will ship out from those warehouses. The other thing I've noted here, CD Projekt Red is, I didn't write it up for the press release because, like, no, I don't think that, I didn't think that it had enough specific, meaningful information to be worth putting in the Friday write-up. But basically, they are working on Project Orion is the codename for it, which is a follow-up to Cyberpunk 2077. I think that's how they put it. Yeah, follow-up. So I don't know if that means we're talking a new, like a sequel to it, or if they're just saying like the next big game. I don't know. So that's not happened for quite a while. The computer hard locked. Yeah, I'm not launching the game back up. As I said, I'm sick. I'm tired as well. So I'm kind of thinking I'll just say what I was going to say. Keep this a very short. I'm going to take it as a sign. Let the video be short. So yeah, with CDPR, the thing I was talking about before it crashed, that they're basically saying, hey, you want a job there? We have job listings. So if you look up CD Projekt Red jobs in their Boston or Vancouver studios, maybe you'll get lucky. Myself, I don't know. I got confidence issues for one thing, but it's also, I don't know if I'd want to live. I don't think I'd want to go to Canada, and I don't think I'd want to live in Boston. But that's me. Maybe you would love that. Go look. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I didn't make a note here. Does anyone else get annoyed by Steam Next Fest? I do. I wrote up a bunch of stuff for it though. Because I do get press releases for, hey, we've got, a demo available doing it. But it's like, okay, I like the idea of having something that focuses on demos. For, it's like, this is stuff that's coming up. I like the idea of the Steam Next Fest. But I hate the idea that these demos are time limited. And it just, make it where it's like, how often do they do these? I almost feel like it's once a month. But have it be like, these are the latest demos. And then they're just there permanently. I don't know. It's almost, to me, if I were a developer, I would be very concerned about the idea of a time-limited demo like that. Not time-limited like you get 5 hours in a game. I would never do that. But, where it's like, oh, the demo's only available for this week, and then it's gone. I would hate that. Because it's like, that's how little... Because it's almost like I'd feel it's I have so little confidence in my game, I don't want you to be able to look at this any other time. Now, I can understand if it were a multiplayer game and it's like, okay, we don't want the massive public servers up except for that week until we're actually selling the game, make money. That I can understand. But some of these, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like we're giving you a sneak preview of something that, yeah, we can let it be up there the entire time, but we're not going to do that. And it just, that might only be a me thing. It might be everyone else loves it. Good, great. That is great. All right, it legitimately is. I do find that awkward. And I am also just, I have the thing up and I'm looking at it. It's also weird because, like, some of the games, like Pacific Drive, that's one of the ones that I put in the thing, in the write-up, that's launching in, like, 2 weeks. And they are going to have a demo in there that, in theory, might be disappearing at the end of Next Fest. It's like, why? Why not just have that stick around? But even without that, some of these, it's just like just labeled coming soon. I'm just seeing one here called TerraTech Worlds, which, depending, is actually a game I might enjoy. I do enjoy those kind of open world sandbox games, like Satisfactory, which that is apparently the next update is going to be their 1.0. I did see that. At some point, I'll try to put more time into the game. I've just been focused on so many other things. But it just... Why can't you just let the demo be up indefinitely? And maybe release a new update with the next fest. Or just, let the next fest be, hey, here's the newest crop of demos. That seems great, but the time limit, I don't know. That's just weird to me. Just trying to think if there's anything else to mention while my brain is still semi-functional. Something did occur to me while I was looking at that, but it's gone. Oh, man, sorry, I am congested, and it just is kind of hitting. Yeah, I got nothing really more coming to mind. So yeah, with the next week, though, in theory, I'll have the laptop. I don't know how set up I will have it be. I might depending, it might not crash like the desktop occasionally does. So maybe I will start doing more recordings on that. I don't know. I know that there is some stuff I want to do involving video recording and video editing on the laptop, but I don't know how much I will get it ready and other things like that. So we will just see. I also still don't know if I'm going to do any kind of article about it. I might not. It's the simplest way thing to put it is maybe I'm just getting old, but I have been feeling tired, and it's like I would kind of like to reduce some of the things I've been some things that I would normally do are already reduced just because I'm running out of time, or it's like I have other things I have as a higher priority, and I try to focus more on those things. So I don't even. Yeah, I'm definitely sick. Well, I've still got the head cold because I don't even remember how I started that paragraph. But yeah, I think basically that I don't know how much time I necessarily want to invest in writing up an article on it. I could. It may. Yeah, I guess that I need to keep that in mind. If I do it, it might end up being short, with one thing talking about building it, like one page talking about building, one page just using it, giving like benchmark results kind of thing. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's also, I'm going to be working next week because I do have a job. It's not a great job, but I do have it. At some point, yeah, that's right. I need to be doing recordings for something else before long, unless I drop that, which I might. I'm seriously considering that, or at least dropping the regular schedule, and do it when I have time. Yeah, I don't know. It's just things a little weird at the moment. And being sick right now doesn't help me think about it and try to make any decisions. All right. I think there was an autosave, by the way, in Going Medieval, but we'll find out next week. I'm sorry. It's like I don't even know what I want to do next in Going Medieval, and some of that is legitimately because I only play once a week. And it's not a like, oh, well, just, make a note. It's like, no, I don't know what my goal is. I legitimately don't know what my goal is. And more immediate goals, okay, fine. But it's like, I don't know what my goal is. I mean, it's like the whole herbs thing. How did I run out of seeds? I don't know. I don't know where some of this stuff is going. And I don't know how to find out. I was like, is something running in there and eating them? Maybe. But how? I've got all those traps set up. I've got the door. I was like, they shouldn't be able to get through to do that. So it's like, I just do not know what all is going on with this, and I don't know how I could find out. Just I guess one way to put it is, with going medieval, there's some like, oh, well, if you just micromanaged better, that then you'd know this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to know I need to micromanage that? How am I supposed to know that, oh, I had 50 seeds or however many of herbs? Because, I mean, that whole thing I know was at least nearly filled up before. There's 3 plants now. Okay? There's 3. I know I had way more than that before. So it's like, oh, I'm supposed to micromanage that. Why am I supposed to micromanage that? Why is that necessary? It's like, it should be, when they're ripe, I get 2 seeds. Those are put into storage or replanted. Well, replanted first, then put into storage, any excess. Why is that? So there shouldn't be fewer after time. There should be more. So where did these go? It's like that. And it's like, I've got other things to do. No, you need to micromanage that. Why should I be micromanaging that when I have to build a building so somebody has a place to sleep? I just... Maybe if it was that I could focus down on the game very specifically and just spend hours and hours and hours in it instead of about an hour or so a week, maybe that would make it better. But it's also just so much of this, I feel like I don't know what's going on. The game doesn't really tell me what's going on. My expectations for what should be happening are not met. And just, yeah. Because it's also, like, one thing, just thinking about the agriculture itself. I have that stuff down on a lower level. Specifically, so that animals cannot run in and eat the stuff. In other circumstances, it would be build a fence. Except I have specifically seen animals just climb right through the fences. And it even, I think in the description, even say, yeah, these don't stop animals. So what's the point? I was like, that is actually a very legitimate question. What the hell's the point of some of these fences? What, to keep people out? I don't care about the people. They're not as annoying with the crops as the animals are. See, I don't know. I feel, I've said it before, I'll say it again, then I'll try to stop. I feel like Going Medieval is a game that the people designing it, and I'm not saying this to insult anyone. I'm saying it more as a, maybe step back and rethink some things. I feel like some of it is, they have these grand ideas for what it all is, but their heads are in the clouds about what they want to achieve here, how the intricacies and such, and they need to stop that, step back and start thinking, okay, how is this actually implemented though? Does this make sense? And is this actually enjoyable? Is this actually interesting? Like, and does it all make sense? Like the whole thing with the jobs, how you have so many different things there, and it is such a cumbersome system. But I could see someone being like, oh no, is it wonderful that you can have such control over all these different things? Like, yeah, that's a great idea. The implementation is crap though. It is? Yes. Like, stop and play the game. And I'm sorry, I do not doubt they are playing the game, but I just mean, stop thinking about, and this, by the way, it applies to me as well when I'm writing a story. I am fearful when I'm writing a story that I have some grand idea for how things are going, for what the meaning of certain things are, and I don't convey it properly. Where it's like, oh no, there's this great meaning to this statement, to how this character behaves. But if I never explain it, then it's just confusing. And that, I feel, might be kind of what's going on with some of this stuff, like with the jobs. It's like, no, forget what your grand idea is there, assuming that my characterization, which could very, very easily be wrong. Very easily be wrong. Forget that and just play the game. It's like, does this make sense? Do you need 15, 16 different things that you can only set 5+1 priority to, and you can't change the priority left to right there? Do we actually need that much there? Or is there just a better way to represent it? Because, like, I say, make it multidimensional. Have it be based on the specific skills that they have, these attributes that these characters have. Have that match one to that, and then underneath you can specialize. That, I think, would be so much more sensible. And people would be like, oh, this dude's really good at woodworking. Okay, put extra points in woodworking. Whatever that translates to, woodworking. Then specialize underneath it. That is so much more approachable. Makes so much more sense. But I can understand that. It's like, no, we have this grand idea that, we're seeing that's what, yeah, it's a wonderful idea. It is. But that doesn't mean you're implementing it well. It's a wonderful idea that I have for some character, but if I don't write it well, it doesn't matter. It's the same exact thing that I see there. And that is why, like, I can actually look to help put this in context. Well, larger context. I can maybe look. Hang on, I need to pull up in the right spot. Okay. So, wow, really? It's been that long? Okay. I finished, like, the current book that I'm still doing editing passes on. I finished that first draft back on April 7th of last year. So we're coming close to a year ago. I didn't even realize that. Wow. I thought that I finished it much more recently. It was then a little bit more than a month after that I did the first editing pass. Finished the first editing pass. And, things do interrupt this, but it's like okay, that's a little weird. I think I missed marking one of the changes. Because it went from 1.1 to 1.2.1. But that was in October, so that was 5 months, but I know that was being interrupted. And this last one I finished a few weeks ago. Okay, but we're coming up on a year that I've been spending editing that. Okay, and I've got at least one more pass I want to do. Okay, so I'm not done yet, but it took me more than a year to write that. It's going to take me potentially a year to edit it. One handy thing about taking that long is it lets me forget my own grand ideas, or at least better recognize, cool off on the energy, the excitement of, hey, I wrote this, to find that stuff. And I feel like that's, for some of it, in Going Medieval is what they need. Is that, let it take, that time off, come back to it kind of thing. Well, not really time off, but the time enough for the energy to decline. So they can realize, no, I need to rewrite this sentence, I need to rewrite this paragraph, or even this chapter, because, no, this isn't, I get the idea, but that I'm not conveying the idea correctly. I feel like that's where they might be for some of it. And I say that not to be mean, not to insult. And it's going to be a lot hard for them, because this thing's live. It's early access, but it's live. They have to be delivering on other things. Fortunately, this book, it doesn't exist outside of my computer, essentially, and the few people that I've shared a copy with. So it's like, that's huge for me. It's like, I could take 2 years to edit this. It won't matter. It will matter, because I will go insane. They don't have that luxury, but it still is some of it, I think, that, it's like, stop and start rewriting those chapters. The content, the substance of the chapter doesn't need to change, but you need to tell it better. That's what I feel some of it is. Because I'm sorry, I'm just still a little niffed about those herbs. What the hell's up with that? That really doesn't make sense. I don't know where that went. Yeah, anyway. It'll be so interesting when this thing goes 1.0 and I write a full review. Man, I am. And I know I've talked about this before, because I will skewer it with criticisms for some of the stuff where it's like, yeah, because the whole jobs thing, this hasn't changed since it first released to early access, and it's still crap. And so I'm not going to hold back on that. It needs, in my opinion, that's something that I need to criticize, because I do think that is a significant weakness. And I don't doubt there will be people that love it. Good for them. That's why it's a good thing that lots of people do reviews. I can just tell you, if they don't change it, I will be criticizing it heavily. Because that is a problem for me, and if there are other people that are playing this that are going to review it, they might say it's something they're going to love. That's great. Get all those reviews out there. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So you can just read them all, decide for yourself. Or, you know what? Let me look. I do not see any indication there's a demo for this. I'm sorry, but that seemed a fair thing to look at. Yeah. Anyway, shall see you next time when hopefully the computer won't crash. I mean, the hard lock that the computer just went through, that made me do this stuff, if that was going to happen, it will also happen. It's just from the recording. It's not the fact that the game was running as well. It is from the recording. So the fact that it hasn't happened now does mean the computer's probably fine. I don't know why it happened before, because it's been like a month since I restarted the computer for Windows updates, and I don't know why it would just spontaneously happen, but it'll be fine. And who knows, if the new laptop, go to that, do recordings of that, might be absolutely fine and golden, and we'll see. We'll see. The only thing annoying there is figuring out the microphone situation, because not exactly set up for doing the nice mic on anything but the desktop. Possible, but not necessarily the most approachable. Alright, see you next week when at least I'll have the laptop in theory, if FedEx doesn't screw things up. Yeah, see you then.